Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium for this AFC Champions League Elite meeting between Al Rayyan and Al Hilal, and certainly is an elite matchup, this one, in the first round of fixtures in the league stage of this revamped competition. Al Rayyan back in the tournament after a couple of years away, facing the most successful team in Asian history, Al Hilal, with 4 triumphs in this competition, looking for their 5th this season. And when you look through their squad, certainly every reason to believe that Al Hilal will once again be among the favourites to lift the title a few months from now. It's the start of a very long road, though, of course, and even longer with the new look to the AFC Champions League Elite, with 8 games now in this group stage. The two teams, the 2 sets of teams split into 12 groups, West and East. So those 2 mini leagues of 12 will see 8 go through. But of course, it's important to go through as high as possible as well to get the best possible seeding for the knockout stages. We see the Al Hilal players preparing to come out, and the Al Rayyan team there, the hosts, know exactly how difficult it will be today, but they are very strong at home. They've won 10 consecutive games, have Al Rayyan, here in the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium in all competitions. And there is the new coach as well, Koya Asbaghi, an ambitious young coach, 39 years old, and relishing this opportunity. But what a test it will be against Al Hilal and their star-studded team. A very expectant atmosphere inside the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. A fair number of travelling fans as well, I can tell you. A lot of noise in the last hour or so. Fans looking forward to this game. Top-level Asian action returning in this first match day. And this is the final game of today's action. We've had some very interesting results so far. None more so than the 7-3 win for Gwangju earlier against Yokohama. Not quite sure we'll get as many goals in this one, but we probably will get a goal from Al Hilal, at least one of them. They have scored remarkably in their last 58 games. Incredible record that goes back more than a year. So it could be a busy day for that man today. A debutant for Al Rayyan, Paulo Victor, the veteran Brazilian goalkeeper. He's one of 4 new signings in the back 5 for Al Rayyan heading into this season. And will be marshalled by the Spanish central defender David Garcia, a very good pickup from Osasuna, where he really was the leader of that La Liga team. And he will face a tough game today, will Garcia, up against the familiar figure in attack for Al Hilal of Alexander Mitrovic. A free-scoring forward who's in stunning form already this season. Mitrovic with 6 goals in 3 games in the Saudi League. As I mentioned, a lot of Al Hilal fans here today. Saw the profile of their vastly experienced coach there, Jorge Jesus, 70 years old now, but hungry for success still, heading into his 2nd season with Al Hilal. One of the competition favourites, without any doubt, looking to make an early statement here. But it won't be easy against an Al Rayyan team who are confident at home and will receive plenty of vociferous backing from their fans. It is Al Rayyan against Al Hilal in the opening round of the Asian AFC Champions League Elite. A new look competition, better than ever, and certainly the quality of players on display today will make this a very enjoyable game to watch. Maybe not an enjoyable game for Al Rayyan to play, a very tough one for sure. They couldn't have asked for anything more difficult to start their campaign. As we take a pause for the AFC Champions League Elite anthem. Well, the anthem almost being drowned out by the noise from the fans. The anticipation among the Al Rayyan fans is high, and you can see plenty of animation from them as they await the kickoff. Just looking through this lineup, we'll run through the full team shortly, but plenty of familiar faces as we scan across the Al Hilal lineup. A really formidable front four in particular, spearheaded by Mitrovic. Such a consistent scorer over the years. Still only 30. Mitrovic looking to add an AFC Champions League Elite title to everything else he's won over the course of his career. And so let's take a look at the lineup for Al Rayyan. Two debutants in there, as I mentioned. Paulo Victor in goal, and at right back, the Curaçao international Joshua Brené. Another new signing. Up front, watch out for Roger Guedes. He has 3 goals in 4 games in the Qatari League at the moment. And the long list of substitutes at the disposal of Poya Asbaghi. Interesting, as I mentioned, that 4 of the 5 new signings for Al Rayyan are in defence. Only Andre Amaro continuing from last season. As the captains meet at midfield, Abdelaziz Hatem for Al Rayyan and Salem Doussouri for Al Hilal, one of the greats of Saudi Arabian football. Our referees today are from South Korea, led by Kim Yong-hyuk. As we take a look at this Al Hilal lineup, this is pretty much as strong as it gets, with the exception of Neymar, of course, long-term injury absentee. But that front four with the former Barcelona winger Malcolm in behind, Marcos Leonardo, Aldo Sheri and Mitrovic, with the help of Ruben Neves as well. And the midfield strung together by Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Top quality fullbacks as well for Al Hilal. João Cancelo, a new signing, making his debut in this competition. He's on the right, and Renan Lodi from Atletico Madrid, left back, also in the ranks now for Al Hilal. Their supporters are expecting more glory this season. They are the reigning Saudi champions. In fact, they've achieved that 4 out of the last 5 seasons. They've already won the Super Cup as well this year. They are the 4-time AFC Champions League winners, more than any other team. Al Hilal looking to get off to a flyer. Al Rayyan looking to upset them today in their home stadium. We're ready for action in the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium in Qatar. Al Rayyan face an interesting tactical challenge today. From the beginning, how aggressive do they want to be? How much do they want to try and get on the front foot? Or will they, despite playing at home, look to contain their visitors? We'll find out as they get the game going and immediately look to launch an attack. It's a shot in the first few seconds and scrambled away by Koulibaly after the save from Bono. Well, I wondered how positive they'd be, and you don't get much more positive than that. The shot after about 5 seconds from Roger Guedes. And there's a good challenge by Renan Lodi. As Al Hilal look to come forward for the first time. Lofted forward by David Garcia. Koulibaly can volley it away. And a free kick given in the end for the challenge by Aziz, the Al Rayyan captain. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, a man foul, but here's that shot inside 5 or 6 seconds. Incredible fast start from Al Rayyan. Shame for Geresh that he sent it straight at, more or less, Bono. Now the clearance doesn't go far, and it'll be a first shot from Al Hilal, but that's easily gathered by Paulo Victor. 2 Brazilians there. Malcolm with the shot, Paulo Victor with the save. Well, we'll take that. 90 seconds played and 2 shots on target already. Let's hope that pace is maintained. And it is now Al Rayyan looking to get forward. Renan Lodi stepping in to dispossess Gabriel Pereira. Tidied up by Neves to Hassan Tambakti. João Cancelo for Malcolm. There's a first touch for Alexander Mitrovic. Malcolm going down, no foul. And so Al Rayyan can try to strike quickly again. It's worked out to Gabriel Pereira. The Brazilian across goal, and it's taken on. First time, forcing another save from Bono. This time, another of the new signings this season, Mohamed Trezeguet. Played his first game for the club, did Trezeguet, at the weekend, and it was a pretty spectacular debut as well. He scored once and had 2 assists in a 4-2 victory over Al Shahania. Here's Sergej. On to Malcolm. And fed forward for Marcos Leonardo, the 21-year-old. A real bright prospect, Brazilian underage international. And this is perhaps more of the pattern we can expect to see as the game goes on, with Al Rayyan sitting deep, protecting their own penalty area. Al Hilal controlling the possession, trying to pick their way through. Everybody behind the ball for the home team. Here's Cancelo. Stepping inside with menace. And still João Cancelo winning the corner, but we can expect to see plenty of that from former Manchester City and Barcelona player João Cancelo, forcing good defensive work from Hazem Shahala. The left back for Al Rayyan could have a busy night up against both Cancelo and Malcolm, with Marcos Leonardo at times drifting over to the right as well. So corner for Ruben Neves. Work short for the change of angle, and it's a chance for Mitrovic. He'll be disappointed not to have got that on target. A player of his quality in the penalty area. It was a little bit behind him. He had to try and twist his body round to send it goalward. Couldn't keep it down, but I don't think that will be the last threat we'll see from that man today. Alexander Mitrovic, scorer of 6 goals in 3 games domestically so far this season. Hazem. Ashraf Ben Sharki there, the Moroccan international, going up against his former club today. He briefly played for Al Hilal 5 years ago. Paulo Victor and Andrea Amaro working it forward. And steps Malcolm. The touch for the debutant for Al Rayyan, Joshua Brenet. Now it falls for Neves. Cancelo. Two Portuguese combine again. And that's a disappointing delivery. Applauded, despite the rather wayward ball in, but plenty of atmosphere here inside the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium from both sets of fans. We've got superstars on the pitch in this tournament, and there's one on the bench as well. Jorge Jesus, one of the most renowned coaches in world football. He's been frustrated, though, that in his first season with Al Hilal, his first season back, that is, it's his second spell, but last season they couldn't go all the way in the AFC Champions League, knocked out in the semi-finals. Now, well worked by Ben Sharki. Over to Brené. Aziz. Julian Desat, and it's worked on now. A chance for Guedes to shoot. Not very well dealt with as Aziz steps in. Good challenge though by Lodi, and there's a counter-attack on now. Forward comes Selim. Plenty of space, and it's on for Malcolm. Cancelo on the overlap. Just wanted a little too long there, did Cancelo. Maybe caught in two minds whether to drive it first time. It all started with that good challenge by Renan Lodi. No question of a foul there. It's just good body strength from the Brazilian to dispossess Aziz. A very menacing counter that perhaps João Cancelo could have made more of. Second corner for the visitors. The first one they work short to Cancelo. See if Neves goes for a more direct delivery this time. He does. It's headed away by Amaro. A really lovely flow to the game in the opening stages. Plenty of goalmouth action at both ends. Al Rayyan with that shot after about 5 seconds. And certainly not only looking to sit back and defend, as we see the loose control there by Malcolm. In his second season now with Al Hilal. 4 years previously in Russia with Zenit St. Petersburg. Now here's Gabriel Pereira. This place is the cross, but Pereira, another exciting young player. Seen Bono going long with the kick, and it's chested down well by Mitrovic to Sergei. The two Serbs combining, and it's Malcolm again. Sergei looking for the cutback, but Marcos Leonardo wasn't there. They've won it back though with Cancelo. Patient build up this time. Now the cross is met by Aziz. And Gabriel Pereira will look to break, and it's a good ball into space. Plenty of it for Ashraf Ben Sharki. On now for Trezeguet. To the byline. In the end, though, I believe the flag has gone up for offside. A shame, because it was a promising break, and that is a good decision. A tight one, but the flag correctly raised. As Mohamed Trezeguet looked to break down the the left, Loni from the Turkish team, Trabzonspor. But that attack, again, just showed how Al Rayyan, although they're prepared to spend a lot of this game defending, when they do get the chance, they are breaking quickly, directly, and with plenty of players getting forward as well. Here's the captain, Aziz. Gabriel Pereira and Desat for Trezeguet, who seems to have plenty of license to roam. We've seen him covering a lot of ground. As Rayyan Lodi makes the foul. An all-Brazilian duel down that flank. Gabriel Pereira, 23 years old now. Rayyan Lodi in the prime of his career at the age of 26. A La Liga winner with Atletico Madrid 3 years ago. And here's David Garcia with a good long ball, and Bono has to come out. Mops up well. There's another offside, though. Not quite sure that one was right. Possibly Lodi, the last defender, was behind the line. It just showed how Al Hilal do hold a high defensive line, daring Al Rayyan to run in behind them. Mitrovic drifting out to the right wing, and they've lost out here. Aziz, though, is dispossessed. Sergei looking for Malcolm, and he was a little late on the challenge, bringing down David Garcia. Strong defending by Garcia. A summer arrival from Osasuna, where he really developed his reputation over the last few years, to the extent that he actually did earn international call-ups for Spain just over a year ago. Very good signing to marshal the defence for Al Rayyan. Time on the ball for Khalifa Koulibaly. And Mitrovic. An awful pass out. They don't want him on the ball there so much. I'd rather see him nearer the opposing goal. Alexander Mitrovic, a player with a phenomenal record, approaching 240, 250 goals at club level. 246 he's got. And he's one away from a half-century for Al Hilal as well. 49 in 48 games only for Mitrovic, who has already surpassed 300 career goals if you include those that he's bagged at international level for Serbia, 58 of those. Koulibaly. Malcolm. Swings in a good-looking cross, and it's the opening goal. Perfect delivery from Malcolm, and Sergei Milinkovic-Savic was there. The timing on the run was perfect, and in the end it was a simple-headed finish thanks to the accuracy of the cross. And just under 15 minutes in, it is Sergei Milinkovic-Savic who has the opening goal for Al Hilal. Look at the timing of the run, and nobody tracks him. It's probably the home team captain Aziz, who just took his eye away from his man for a moment there. You can't expect the central defenders to pick up the midfielder making a run into the box. They had their hands full with Mitrovic and Marcos Leonardo. So it was an extra man with the run in into the area by Sergei. And a strong finish that really didn't give any chance to Paulo Victor. And it is the travelling Al Hilal fans who can celebrate the opener. I've just been talking about the goal-scoring exploits of Aleksandar Mitrovic. He's the other Serbian star within the ranks, who has done the damage here for the opening goal. It's his second season with Al Hilal. He managed 14 goals last season, which is very good from midfield. He might look to attack the area again because it's Malcolm on the ball once more. Back to Cancelo this time. Malcolm. Cancelo asking for it. Instead, Malcolm swings in another cross, headed out to the edge of the area where Lodi thought about the volley. Instead, Garcia can scramble it away. Picked up now by Tambakti. Really looking commanding Al Hilal at the moment. And there is a foul on Amaro here, which will give some respite to the hosts. They certainly needed. Mitrovic pleading his innocence. He did impede, though, Amaro, whether inadvertently or not. Now Guedes. Lovely turn. Doesn't get the run of the ball, though, and it's one back for Cancelo. He loses out to Ben Sharki, and Trezeguet can open it up onto the right-hand side for Gabriel Pereira. Caught in a sandwich there, but the referee has tried to let the game run on. Kim Yong-hyuk, the South Korean official, again doing so there. They do get it back, though. They'll try again. Another ambitious long-range shot from Ben Sharki. Charged down and cleared by Koulibaly. Garcia nods down to Desart. Gabriel Pereira will try again. Feeds it on first time. And the corner is won, is it, by Joshua Brené? It is. This was the incident where Pereira felt he could have had a foul, and got to say, I sympathise with him. You see the forearm to the chest that he took from Renan Lodi. Aziz may be making that point to the referee. Guedes looking for an explanation as well as they prepare to take the corner. Looking for a route back to level terms. Al Rayyan with the delivery. And it's not a bad one, it's onto the crossbar from David Garcia. So strong in the air. Good corner from Pereira. Excellent header. Always a threat. And was there a touch from the goalkeeper as well? I think there was. Bono flicked it over, and then another try, this time from Garcia. And there's a heavy landing for Neves. But causing problems from the two corners, Al Rayyan. Neves still in some pain, holding his knee, and the referee now deciding that treatment is needed. There's that first attempt from David Garcia. And a really good save from Yacine Bono. Got his fingertips to it. And then on to the top of the crossbar. So he needed the help of the woodwork as well, but Bono showing why he is one of the top goalkeepers in Asian football, if not world football. Really developed his reputation during his time with Sevilla. As we look back again at the opening goal, Malcolm with an excellent cross right onto the head of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. The creator and the scorer celebrating with each other. Nothing obvious there as to what happened to Neves. Seemed to just be a collision between him and Julien Dessart. Maybe just a bad landing, jarred his knee. I think he's going to be okay, but he'll be out of action for now, as Al Hilal have to defend a third consecutive corner. Taken by Ashraf Ben Sharki. We go for an in-swinger again. Watch out for David Garcia around the edge of the 6-yard box, being guarded by Mitrovic. Instead, it's towards the near post, where it's cleared and falls for Malcolm to break. But it's a poor pass, and Garcia can give it back to Ben Sharki. Guedes is in the middle. Cut back is blocked, though, by Sergej, and another counter-attacking opportunity for Malcolm. Again, he wastes it. And it's with Trezeguet. Over the top for Guedes, just beyond him. Not sure if he was onside. It was a clever ball, though, from Trezeguet. So the open, attacking nature of this game continues midway through the opening half at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. It's been a very entertaining game, right from the opening kickoff. If you weren't with us from the very beginning of the game, we had a shot on target after about 5 seconds from Roger Guedes for Al Rayyan. Al Hilal gradually getting to grips with the game and taking the lead 7 or 8 minutes ago through a header from Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Neves is back on the field and seems to be moving okay on the ball here. Koulibaly stretching it too far ahead of the run of Salem. Ball bounced off the corner flag, though, and stayed in for a few seconds. Haven't seen much of him so far today. Salem Doussouri, the captain of Al Hilal. Most of their attacking threat has come down the right, with Malcolm and João Cancelo teaming up. Where they go again now with Neves. Fine pass for Cancelo. Slightly loose control. That invited the challenge from Hazem. And he was a little late on it. Late to the extent that the referee has pulled out the first yellow card, and seeing that replay, you can't really question that decision. Missed the ball and made heavy contact with Cancelo's ankle. So it is a yellow for Hazem Shahala. Looked like he was thinking of questioning it with the referee there, but thought better of it. I think he knows that he made a heavy foul. Getting back into his penalty area now to help defend. Neves over the set piece, 5 in the middle. Good delivery. Koulibaly was closest to it. I think it came off a defender last. They're both appealing. And the decision does go to the home team. Just beyond Koulibaly. Play out from the back here. High pressure from Al Hilal. It is cleared away to the halfway line. Mitrovic back to Neves. Lovely first time pass for Cancelo. Again, that right-hand side. Malcolm outside him. Fed by Cancelo. Malcolm cuts it back, looking for Salem, who just held his run around the edge of the area. Now Cancelo going down in a heap, but play allowed to continue. No foul by Ben Sharkey. And one back again now by Trezeguet. Slightly sloppy Al Hilal in the last few seconds, and trying to make them pay is Trezeguet. One back again. Consistent refereeing from Kim Yong-hyuk. He has erred on the side of allowing play to continue whenever possible, as you see Cancelo back on his feet now and returning to his right back position. Ben Sharkey challenged by Cancelo. Desart was wise to that attempted step over by Malcolm, and here's Aziz. Guedes seems to play both as a number 9 and 10 at the same time. The main striker and the playmaker. Ball came in a little too high for Mitrovic to control. This was where Cancelo went down rather theatrically. Referee not having any of it. Might have got something for that in Europe, but not so here. More injury worries for Al Hilal. They've seen Ruben Neves go down a few minutes ago and need some treatment. And now the physio back on. Jorge Jesus there, the Al Hilal coach, nearly twice the age of his opposite number today. Jesus 70 now, up against a 39-year-old in Poya Asbaghi, who certainly acknowledged how tough his team's task was going to be today in his pre-game interview. We heard him saying that he believes Al Hilal are the best team in Asia, with the strongest squad ever seen in this continent. Saw there exactly what happened to Salem. It just seemed that he twisted his body awkwardly and trying to keep the ball in play. Looks like he's going to be okay to continue as well. Trezeguet. And Sharkey back for Aziz. Desart. Trezeguet again with that freedom to roam. He gets it back from Guedes. He finds Brené. Looks as though Guedes wasn't ready for that. Brené in his first ever game for Al Rayyan, perhaps not quite on the same page as his new teammates yet. Does take a while for that kind of chemistry to develop. Approaching the half-hour mark at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. Al Rayyan 0, Al Hilal 1. Goal from the man who's just been fouled there, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Just overstretching David Garcia. Tambakti Shot on by Salem, but unable to find Mitrovic. And the coach didn't like it much. He seemed to be indicating that he wanted the ball played to feet rather than into space. Goes back for Bono, slightly clumsy first touch, but he can find Tambakti. Lodi. Fullback crossing the field to find Neves, and another fullback, Cancelo, is receiving now. High up the field, as he often likes to be. Very much a modern fullback, Cancelo. Actually making their way forward with Sergei and Malcolm, the provider of the goal. Cancelo. Now it's cut back, looking for Mitrovic. Good run by Marcos Leonardo. Dealt with by Amaro at the expense of a corner. Marcos Leonardo there, the 21-year-old Brazilian, making only his second appearance today for Al Hilal, one of their summer arrivals. And among those in the middle for the corner taken by Neves. Away by Guedes. Malcolm on the edge of the area can't make anything of it, but Neves can win it back. And whips in a dangerous looking cross that again needed the intervention of Amaro. Worked short this time to Cancelo, now Malcolm. 6 in the middle, it's a deep delivery, which is brought down by Salem. And he dragged the shot into the side netting. Had plenty of space there. Salem Duseri. Would have drilled it back across goal for a teammate, but I think you can criticise him either for taking a shot on a man with his record over the years. Been with Hilal for more than a decade, and what a transformation he's seen. He's making the run down the left now, and he's going to be found as well. That's a nice ball from Sergei. The cross isn't bad, but out comes Paulo Victor, as he had to. Now Aziz to Pereira. Trezeguet. Pereira back to Trezeguet. Space for Hazem. Then Sharki to Sad. And Trezeguet. Plenty of team players getting touches of the ball in this possession. A little too ambitious there, though, by Trezeguet. And now there's a break on. It's a heavy challenge by Aziz on Pereira. To escape a booking here. Will Abdelaziz had them. Bringing down the young Brazilian Marcos Leonardo in full flight. Tambakti to Lodi. Sergei. Neves. Lodi and Koulibaly. Cancelo for Malcolm. Well, they can be perfectly happy to do this. Now Al Hilal, long periods of possession, now working their way forward as well, though. Lodi with the cross, it's only half cleared. Now it's fully dealt with. An offside flag going up as well. See Al Hilal fans singing loudest now with their team. A goal to the good. And they've got this game where they want it. As I was just saying, they can allow Neves to dictate things in the centre of midfield and keep possession, make Al Rayyan run. I would like a second goal, though, because we have seen enough from the hosts to know that they're very much still in the game. Al Rayyan with 10 consecutive home wins, giving them confidence here. They can get back into this one as Guedes finds Desart, and that's a corner one. Just to emphasise the point that Al Rayyan cannot be discounted from this one by any means. They work their way forward to win another corner. They have threatened from those, notably with the header from David Garcia that Bono turned onto the crossbar. It'll be Gabriel Pereira again to deliver. Pulls it out to the edge of the area for the shot, and it's not far wide. I'm not sure Bono got anything on that effort from Trezeguet. Seems someone did, though, because a corner has been given. Obviously something they'd worked on. Trezeguet lurking at the back post on the edge of the area. This time a more direct delivery, and it's flicked on dangerously at the near post by Amaro, but he couldn't keep it down. Just needed a fainter contact there from the Portuguese defender. This was the initial effort. Trezeguet on the volley. Who did it touch on the way through? Yeah, it came off Malcolm. Not far wide at all. Cancelo. Malcolm. Neves always willing and available to take the ball off one of the two central defenders and provide the thread between defence and attack. Again, keeping things ticking over. And again, Neves finding Sergei on the left. Lodi. No defenders asking for offside. Play going on, and Aziz has to scoop it away. Then Trezeguet with the header and getting it back from Guedes, and Trezeguet on the run. Not much support here. He has got Guedes, and now worked on wonderfully. And it's Ben Sharkey. Can he get a shot away? Laid back. Going down is Trezeguet. Instead, it's fired in by Aziz. Saved by Bono. Hectic play, and it's not away yet. Ben Sharkey now offside flag is raised, ending the frenetic passage of play after a great break from Al Rayyan. Ben Sharkey here linking play from the left, laying it back for Trezeguet, who went down. I think the referee's got that one right in not giving a free kick. Looked like a bit of a dive here. Absolute dive from Trezeguet. He's lucky not to be booked. Unless there was a phantom ghost defender making a foul on it. Certainly no contact from the ones we could see. And there was, nevertheless, a shot from Aziz that needed to be dealt with by Bono. Another reminder from Al Rayyan that they're very much in the contest. Al Hilal need another goal here. Just look at that stat on screen. 4 shots on target for the home team, only 2 for Al Hilal. And on the balance of play, Al Rayyan will probably feel a little hard done by to be trailing as we move into the final 5 minutes of the opening period. Risky there for Trezeguet, but they're able to keep possession, and Trezeguet can send it down the line here. Well, there was all sorts of space for Brené. Instead, he sweeps it over. It is a good pass. Finds Ben Sharkey. He'll step inside. It's Trezeguet. Deflection sends the ball looping up. This should be the goalkeepers. And it is. He obviously gave a good call there to let Renan Lodi know to get out of the way. But at the moment, it's almost the case that Al Hilal are having to hang on for the half-time whistle here. Khoya Asbagi's team are really on the front foot at the moment. Saying that, though, you know, with the quality of Al Hilal, that they're one break away from delivering another big blow, as they try to here with Salem. Back for Lodi, nicely flicked inside. Mitrovic can find Malcolm. Cancelo will go for goal and find it. And they do strike again, and it is João Cancelo with a thumping strike. Paulo Victor got something on it, but not enough, as Cancelo crashes home his first goal in the AFC Champions League Elite. One of the star arrivals for Al Hilal and for Asian football this summer. He's produced a moment of real quality here at a time when Al Hilal were somewhat up against the ropes. Nice touch from Mitrovic, worked on well by Malcolm, and there was never any doubt in João Cancelo's mind that he was going to hit it first time. Maybe Paulo Victor will be a little bit disappointed to be beaten inside his near post, but it was hit so cleanly by Cancelo that needed something special to keep it out. Paulo Victor couldn't quite produce it, and so Al Hilal have the 2-goal margin shortly before half-time. Arrived with a 3-year contract last month, did Cancelo. And now in his debut in the AFC Champions League Elite, he shows his class, and not just his, but this team. They are packed full of high-quality star names. 2 of them on target already, and here's Sergei, who got the first, trying to tee up Salem. Can't quite on this occasion. It's vital now, though, for Al Rayyan to get to the break without any further damage. If a 3rd goal goes in, you feel that there's no doubt remaining to the outcome. If they can keep it at 2 and get the next goal, then maybe they'll have a chance of claiming something from the game. But it's Al Hilal who are threatening once again, and it's Cancelo once again, and he looks for the man in the middle, and it is Marcos Leonardo, and it is another AFC Champions League Elite debutant who finds the net. A couple of minutes ago it was Cancelo, and now it is Marcos Leonardo, a 21-year-old Brazilian, finishing a superb move. The former Santos and Benfica player with a crisp finish. And the game surely is Al Hilal's now. Brilliantly worked down the right, as so much of their play has been today. Cancelo adding an assist to the goal he scored a couple of minutes earlier. There was a despairing dive from, I think it was Desart, who just got his studs on the ball, but only a glancing touch, didn't take it out of the stride of Marcos Leonardo. And if anyone doubted, and I'm sure nobody really did, but if anybody questioned Al Hilal's credentials to win this competition, those concerns have been vanquished in the opening 45 minutes here. We're having a check on the goal, maybe for a foul in the build-up. Didn't see much in that challenge on Ben Sharkey. Doesn't look like the VAR official did either. Kim Hee-gin is happy to allow it to stand. And so it is 3-0 for Al Hilal. 4 times AFC Champions League winners, reigning Saudi champions, semi-finalists last season, looking to go the distance this time around and making quite a statement in the opening 45 minutes here. Got 5 minutes of added time, and time for more from Al Hilal as Renan Lodi tears forward. Al Rayyan looking dishevelled at the moment. It's a good ball, not far away from Mitrovic, who's got to be feeling a bit miffed to be missing out on all the fun here. 3 goals for his team, he hasn't got any of them. Now it's Malcolm with the volley. Sends it flying over the bar. And they are running riot now. And that second goal just knocked all the stuffing out of Al Rayyan. They'd been enjoying a really good spell. They created a few chances, but a real swipe to their morale collectively when they let that second goal in. And I said just after that, they've just got to get to the break now without conceding again. They couldn't do that. Gaps appearing, and they just want to keep the scoreline down at the moment. Or maybe even reduce it by 1 as Lodi is under pressure. Scoops it away. Brenet to Gedish. Looking for the return, and he's going to get it. Lofts it to the far post, and not far over the crossbar from Roger Gedish, who's convinced he should have a corner. Linesman declines the request. And look at those glum faces of the Al Rayyan supporters. They were making plenty of noise throughout the most of, well, certainly throughout the build-up to the game and most of the first half, but silence now, and it's the Al Hilal supporters that we can hear. All very comfortable at the moment for Al Hilal. The game almost being played at walking pace. Tough one psychologically for Al Rayyan, conceding 2 goals in 2 minutes. But they can try to end the half on a high here. Good block by Neves. Tambakti given away, rather sloppy. Brenet and Desart. Just about kept by Ben Sharki. Final minute of added time at the end of the first half. The sense now that both sets of players just want to hear the half-time whistle. Al Rayyan demoralised in the last few minutes. Oh, there's a risky pass out from the goalkeeper. Paulo Victor taking a chance, but it's just about able to find Desart, and there's a break now down the left. Ben Sharki looking for the run of the right back, Grenet. It doesn't quite reach him, but it is advanced, and it's Desart who goes for goal, but well gathered by Bono, who ends the half as he started it. If you recall, right at the beginning of this game, he had to make a save inside the opening 10 seconds. And Bono makes another one there to conclude the opening period. I imagine we're going to have the whistle now. We've had our 5 minutes of added time, and there indeed is the half-time whistle blown by Kim Yong-hyuk. João Cancelo shining on his debut in the AFC Champions League Elite. An elite talent making his mark early on. It was Sergej Milinkovic-Savic who got the opener, then Cancelo with the second before he provided the third for Marcos Leonardo. And so it is Al Hilal who are looking very, very dominant at the break, starting their campaign with a real bang. Al Rayyan really just have a job of damage limitation in the second half. They'll be in the dressing room saying, let's just try to win the second half. Al Hilal look like they're going to win the game. Question is, by how many? At the interval here at Ahmed bin Ali Stadium is the visitors well on top. They have the sizable margin. The scoreline, Al Rayyan 0, Al Hilal 3. Welcome back to the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, where Al Hilal are in a very dominant position at the half-time break. A 3-goal lead over the hosts Al Rayyan in this opening game of the AFC Champions League Elite. Al Hilal, one of the tournament favourites, certainly showing why in that first 45 minutes. They did have to tough it out defensively at times, relied on a couple of good saves from Yassine Bono, but also showing their class at the other end with Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Joao Cancelo and Marcos Leonardo all on target. And so it's really a mountain to climb, to say the least, for Al Rayyan, the hosts, in this second half. No changes at the break by either coach, as Hilal look to make the first attack with the run by Salem, who is brought down by Brenet. Nice change of direction there, and clear foul by the Curaçao international. Captain Salem, one of only 2 Saudi players in the starting lineup for Al Hilal, but when Jorge Jesus opts to turn to the bench, he has a full complement of Saudis available there. Now here Al Rayyan looking to pull something back. Ben Sharkey with the cross, and they do pull one back. A minute after the restart, it is Roger Guedes giving hope to Al Rayyan. A dream start to the second period, as Guedes converts from close range. And maybe this contest is still alive. Certainly didn't look that way when the second half started 90 seconds ago, but as the old cliche goes, goals change games, and this one will give Al Rayyan hope. Lovely cross by Ashraf Ben Sharkey, and there was Roger Guedes to finish from close range. And the Brazilian, always the main man in attack for Al Rayyan. 22 goals for him last season in all competitions. And now, quickly to the other end, where Marcos Leonardo looking to get in again, needing the good challenge from Amaro. Well, you might have worried, coming into the second half at 3-0, that maybe it would be a bit of a dead second 45 minutes with the game already decided and both teams perhaps going through the motions, but anything but that has happened. A very fast-paced start, goal chances at both ends, and a goal, of course, for Al Rayyan. Now Al Hilal looking to re-establish their 3-goal lead. Mitrovic trying to get away from Brenet. Now Salem prepares to swing the corner into the near post. Sergej is there, and it will be another corner. Milinkovic-Savic has scored one with his head already today, and he'll remain in the middle. Koulibaly also among the threats. Mitrovic always too, as they go short to Lodi. Back to Salem now. Headed away by Garcia, and maybe a break on. Good challenge coming in from Tambakti to ensure that the counter-attack ended. And it's back with Bono. And now Cancelo. Al Hilal would just like to settle the game down for a few minutes, you'd imagine, after seeing their seemingly impregnable position threatened with that goal. Sergei. Backfield for Salem. And now Tambakti. Just get a sense that Al Hilal are trying to do exactly that. Just take the heat out of the game. Maybe they'll look to spice it up again now, though, with Malcolm and Cancelo. Such a threat in the first half down the right together. Salem worked inside, and it's another opportunity for Marcos Leonardo, but good goalkeeping this time by Paulo Victor, coming quickly off his line. The pace of the game continues as we switch straight to the other end. René helping it on to Desart, and now the scorer for Al Rayyan, Guedes. He'll drive inside and keep going. Looking for a nutmeg pass there, almost got through Neves. He knocks it down now for Leonardo, but well challenged by Aziz. Sweeps out to the right for Gabriel Pereira. The cross is well brought down by Cancelo, very calmly dealt with. And on for Salem. Open game and enjoyably attack-minded from both teams as well. You see Al Hilal edging possession, 55%. And again, they're happy just to take the pace out of it. Keep the ball and make Al Rayyan run. A sweeping ball out to Cancelo, who just about keeps it in and finds Malcolm. Lovely pass, and it's another chance for Marcos Leonardo. We've got one goal in the first half. He's come close a couple of times in the second as well. Once again, Malcolm and Cancelo combining to great effect. Two former Barcelona players at very different times. They didn't play together for the Spanish Giants, but top quality performers, and really showing it today. They are going to be a handful for anyone to deal with this season in the AFC Champions League Elite. Cancelo and Malcolm causing havoc together down the right. Leads to the corner that has worked short, and now back for Neves. Floated across looking for Malcolm, but didn't have enough on it. Cancelo for Neves. What's out for Salem? Nice first touch. Lodi is making the run. Looking for the cutback is Sergei, but it's well blocked by Amaro. Malcolm now. Malcolm again. Laid back for Sergei. Heavy first touch from Mitrovic, who just seemed to be in two minds there, whether to control or shoot first time. It was the good goalkeeping by Paulo Victor a few minutes ago. He had to be clean with the challenge, had to make contact with the ball there, otherwise it was a clear-cut penalty. And he did well enough. But Marcos Leonardo, in a cast of superstars, already looking at home. And the 21-year-old is just his second appearance for Al Hilal today. Only appearing in one domestic game for this Champions League Elite opener. Cancelo looking pretty comfortable too. Another good run. Feels he was fouled by Ben Sharkey, but referee allowing play to go on. Malcolm, nice pass. Sergei across goal. He was trying to find his compatriot there. Mitrovic sniffing around inside the 6-yard box as he likes to do. Malcolm clips the cross for Mitrovic. Salem. Lodi. Mitrovic quite feed it into Leonardo. And here's Harangued all the way by Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. What great ability on the ball displayed by Roger Guedes. Sprays out a really nice pass as well now to Trezeguet. We've not seen much of him in the second half. He's changing that now with the run into the area. Needed a good challenge in the end by Neves. Picked up by Garcia, and now Aziz. KSA to Ben Sharkey. Trezeguet. Lovely ball. KSA. Cancelo with the cross. Aziz needs to be careful not to foul here, and he does well to avoid that. Wins it back for Trezeguet. Skips to the byline. It's going to fall for Aziz. A solid block, but it's out to Ben Sharkey. Al Rayyan pressing. Aziz! Great save by Bono. Ben Sharkey. Oh, and it's somehow scrambled away. There was no one there in the 6-yard box. Al Rayyan all over Al Hilal at the moment. And it was a magnificent save by Bono, because that was hit with power. Had to get down quickly. And a strong right hand. Just having a check for a potential penalty here. Wonder if there was a possible handball in there. Must admit, I didn't see it in real time. And there was nothing to see on the VAR review either, so play going on. But Al Rayyan, with their energy up, their spirits lifted by scoring a minute into the second half, and very nearly scoring again there. Here's Ben Sharkey after Al Hilal unable to keep it again. Hounded by Koulibaly, but he works it out well. Trezeguet onto Gabriel Pereira, looking for Trezeguet again. That's good defending by Hassan Tambakti. You'll see again that save drawn by the shot from Aziz. Bono getting down quickly. A key moment in the game, and he has played his part. As Yassine Bono, the Moroccan goalkeeper, made the save in the first 10 seconds of the game. Had quite a few routine stops to make, but a couple of really good ones as well. That one, and the one from the header from David Garcia in the first half that he tipped onto the crossbar when it was just 1-0. Bono, a busy man today, as it's flicked on, and out comes Paulo Victor. A very entertaining game. We've had so many goalmouth incidents at both ends. Really have been plenty of moments of excitement. And they're coming again now. Cancelo can't thread it through this time to Leonardo. And now there's a chance for Brenet. Finds Guedes. Helped on for Pereira. And that'll be a corner. Another one for Al Rayyan. Just looking at the stats, we've had 21 shots so far, 11 on target. More of those for Al Rayyan, who have another corner. And their fans certainly still well in this game. Drilled in towards the near post, and I think that took a last touch off Andre Amaro. It was a bit of an obvious thing to say. Generally is the case, but the next goal crucial here. If Al Hilal can get it, it will surely be game over. But if Al Rayyan can get one more, we'll have a real grandstand finale. The new look AFC Champions League Elite already delivering thrills and spills and goals and excitement at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. We're nearly an hour into this contest and Al Hilal are in the driving seat, but by no means got this one won yet. Here's Cancelo flipping it in towards Marcos Leonardo. Can't find him this time. The ball was kept in. Malcolm for Cancelo. Now it's Marcos Leonardo driving it across goal, and that was a really good ball, looking for the run of his captain Salem inside the 6-yard box. David Garcia with the vital intervention. Cancelo for Malcolm. Sergei forced off the ball on this occasion, and Trezeguet wins the throw-in for the home team. No substitutions yet for either Jorge Jesus or Foya Asbaghi. Might be the need for fresh legs soon, but here is Garcia with the strong challenge on Gabriel Pereira. He's appealing for a penalty. Did look like shoulder to shoulder to me, and again consistent refereeing from Kim Yong-hyuk, and credit to him. I've been saying what an entertaining open game it is, and part of the reason for that is the referee. He's not given anything cheap. He's allowed the game to flow, and here's a mistake by Paulo Victor. Should have been a routine take for him, but the threat continues with Malcolm now. The cross just met by Garcia, headed further away by Desart. That was the penalty appeal by Pereira. Garcia will say shoulder-to-shoulder contact, which is allowed, and I think I'd go with that. But they're threatening again now. Malcolm didn't want to hit it with his right foot. If there's one criticism of him, it's that he's so left-footed. Had the chance to drive it first time there, either for goal or back across the face of goal. Spread over towards Salem. The header from Brené. Out for the corner. Another indication of just how attacking this game has been from both sides. We've had 13 corners already. 6 for Al Rayyan, 7 now for Al Hilal. Actually make that 8 with this one. Just to update it, it's 14 corners in the game. The 8th for Al Hilal. And it'll be delivered by Salem. Into the heart of the area, pushed away by Paulo Victor. Neves calmly works it out for Malcolm. Support from Cancelo outside him, goes back inside to Neves. Malcolm again, once more with Cancelo in support. Here is Cancelo. Cross met by Garcia. Neves. Beautiful pass for Salem. Laid back for Lodi, and there's Mitrovic. He's asking for a handball. Mitrovic, such a threat when anything is hung up for him like this, and we'll see. Was this a handball? It may well be. It was Desart who had his arm raised high outside the natural body shape. I would not be at all surprised if this is a penalty. And this could be the decisive moment of the game. But another question is, was he onside? I think Mitrovic was. Sergei behind him may well have been off, but the ball never reached him, so that might be irrelevant. The check being conducted by the VAR official, Kim Hee-gin. Referee on the field, Kim Yong-hyuk, telling the players to go away. There's not much point in them talking to him. all in the hands of the video review now. Certainly came off the arm of Julien Dessart. It looked goal-bound as well from Mitrovic. There were immediate appeals from Al Hilal, and probably the only question is whether he was offside. I imagine that's why the check is taking this amount of time. They don't need this long to see whether it was a handball. It's whether it was offside or not. It seems to be the reason for the lengthy check. Al Hilal hoping for an opportunity to restore their 3-goal lead. Those home fans, those visiting fans, I should say, know what they want to hear. Mitrovic with the goal-bound header. Dessart has his arm raised high. It did come from close range. That might be taken into consideration. But the fact that it was so far away from his body and high above his shoulder as well. And still we wait. And both sets of players continue to look at the referee for an indication. So the discussions continue as the VAR official, Kim Hegan, continues to peruse all the evidence, looking at every angle. It's been quite a delay now. And look at all the gesticulations on the field. João Cancelo showing Guedes exactly why it should be a penalty, raising his hands up. Still we wait and start to wonder whether there's a communication problem here. If the line's gone down, might have to deliver the verdict by carrier pigeon the old-fashioned way because the referee's not hearing anything. At least everyone's able to see the funny side of it. Plenty of smiles down there. The fans entertaining themselves with their chants. Everybody awaiting the outcome. It gives the managers plenty of time to ponder potential substitutions. We've reached the midway point of the second half now with no changes made yet by either coach, which is pretty unusual nowadays. Oh, and we have a verdict. And the referee now will go over himself to check, which normally means, of course, that the original decision is going to be reversed. And that will mean, in this case, a penalty. There's absolutely no doubt that it hit the arm there of Dessart. And look at how high it is. His hand is up above his head there, sticking out from his body, off the forearm. It did hit him from close range. But that is, for me, a very clear handball. It looked like it was going in as well. Would have been very difficult for Paulo Victor to keep it out from that kind of range. I wonder if he's looking at the position of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic to see whether he was involved in the play in an offside position, but you can see he's a good couple of yards away from the ball in the end at the back post. And clearly a hand there, and clearly his arm is away from his body, and now it looks as though the referee is finally going to make his verdict. And it is a penalty. It always looked like it was going to be one. Needed a long review, but I think it's the right call ultimately. So Mitrovic denied with the header, but he will no doubt want to be taking it himself, and indeed he is. He'll have been looking on enviously in the first half as his teammates scored around him, and now the main man up front for Al Hilal, Mitrovic, with 6 goals in 3 games domestically this season. He scored 8 goals in the AFC Champions League last season. He's got a chance to make it 4-1 now and surely put this game to bed for Al Hilal. Al Rayyan need Paulo Victor to be the hero in goal, but it is Mitrovic who is denied. And so Paulo Victor with a brilliant stop. We will just check, of course, his foot position. Did he go early? Let's see. If not, it's a great save, and he was fine. His foot was behind the line when Mitrovic hit it. It wasn't a bad penalty, but it was a fabulous save. And so it remains 3-1 after all that. Mitrovic twice denied. Once the header with the arm, and then the resultant penalty superbly kept out by Paulo Victor. And it remains 3-1. Here's Malcolm on the run. He goes down. David Garcia tells him to get up, and we have seen from this referee that he won't give anything lightly. Maintains that approach here. So more frustration for Alexander Mitrovic. It's a really good save. He covered so much distance to get down towards his post. And for the neutral, it keeps the game alive. Heading into the last 20 minutes, we know we're going to have a fair amount of added time as well, with the very long review that was needed to award the penalty. So Al Rayyan still in it, thanks to their goalkeeper, but plenty coming forward here. That's well anticipated by Garcia. One back by Tambakti, and now Koulibaly. Sergei combining with Selim, who can spin out, try to find Mitrovic, but he's just off cue again. And now here's Guedes for Gabriel Pereira. Aziz for Trezeguet. Felt almost like a mini half-time break with the length of time that VAR review took. And Al Rayyan haven't been forward in what feels like an age, but now they can maintain the attack as it's kept in by Ben Sharkey. Aziz. One for Hazem. Aziz with the cross. Bono had to be clean with his handling there because Guedes was sniffing around for anything loose. Just needed a bit more bend on the cross. Good handling though from Bono. Desart will be more relieved than anyone by the penalty save from Paulo Victor after he conceded it with the handball. To Hazem. Al Rayyan enjoying plenty of possession at the moment. Flicked on, but Koulibaly can get there. Back to Bono. Good chest down by Mitrovic, and now on for the run. of Salem. Well held up by Andre Amaro. Once again, the game is stretched. There is plenty of space. It'll be tiring legs out there now. Still, no fresh legs. No substitutions made yet by the coach, as David Garcia has it. Hazard for Guedes. No one in the middle because he is the centre forward, Guedes. As he drops to the left, there's no one replacing him. Now a run is being made by the right back. Brené, the furthest forward. Instead it goes further wide for Pereira. Measured build-up from Al Rayyan. Over now for Guedes, still clinging to that left touchline. Aziz opens it up for Trezeguet. Just got stuck under his feet a little bit there. He wanted to open it up for himself more, but the touch wasn't quite as he wanted. And now we do finally see the first substitution of the game, and it is from Al Hilal, and it is Yasser Al-Shahrani who comes on to replace Marcos Leonardo. A very successful debut for the 21-year-old Brazilian. He got the third goal just before the break, and he caught the eye throughout. Looks like he's going to be a significant addition for the Saudi team. His work is done for the day, as Yasser Al-Shahrani comes on. It's with Trezeguet. Lovely ball. Guedes goes for the lob. Well, he's offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted, but that was perhaps not the best decision when you're faced with a goalkeeper who's, what, 6'4"? Nassim Bono is a very tall man to try to chip. He missed the crossbar by quite a margin. But it was another sight of goal to keep these fans in the game. We're going to see the first change for the home team as well, with Rodrigo Tabata getting ready to come on. But for now, here's João Cancelo. The substitute outside him, Shahrani. His first touch is to give it back to Neves. Salem. Back to Shahrani. And he goes a little late in the challenge, which will allow now Poya Asbaghi to make that change. Well won by Ben Sharki. There is the substitution. It is Gabriel Pereira who makes way. So Rodrigo Tabata into the action. The first change for Al Rayyan. Now Mitrovic heading down. Picked up by Sergei. Lovely skill. In the end, he was sent flying by David Garcia. Wants a free kick, but once again, the referee taking a lenient approach. It's Cancelo battling to keep it in and doing just that. No foul. João Cancelo with the cross. That's really well defended by Amaro. Had to be, because Mitrovic was right behind him. Corner is the outcome. Approaching the last 10 minutes of normal time. We're going to have at least 6 or 7 added, though, for the VAR review for the penalty, if nothing else. Neves. Back for Shahrani. Now in towards the far post, where the header is powerfully over the crossbar. Decent opportunity for Sergei, who's scored one with his head already today. Disappointed he didn't at least get that on target. It was perfectly into his path, really. He delivers the cross this time, all the way across goal as Mitrovic can't get a touch. Salem wins it back. That's brilliant skill. What a turn. The cross falls loose and it's off the post. Malcolm, and now Salem, what a save, and the header is just wide. I think it grazed the other post. Amazing passage of play, and now Geddes with the control. We switch to the other end with Trezeguet. Powerful tackle by Koulibaly. Still the game goes on. Astonishing action really there, with Malcolm denied by the post and then Salem stopped by a superb save. Now it ends with the injury to Trezeguet after the strong tackle that looked like a clean one from Koulibaly. Now have a look at this. Superb turn to start it off from Salem. And then Malcolm against the post. What a save that is. And then Salem glancing the other post as well. Pinball inside the penalty area. Oh, that's an astonishing save with his right hand. And no, it didn't quite hit the post. It just span away. They're checking for a penalty. I must admit, I'm not sure what for. Maybe again a possible handball. Let's hope the review is a bit quicker than the last one. Thankfully it is, and we continue with no further interruption. But I'd like to see another replay of that save by Paulo Victor from Salem, because it looked really quite remarkable with his right hand. A very powerfully struck shot. First I wondered whether it was straight at his body and just hit him as he made himself a big target, but the second replay we saw made it look as though he did keep it out with his right hand. So another reprieve for Al Rayyan, staying in the game thanks to their goalkeeper. Here's the substitute, and looking for a long-range miracle, Rodrigo Tabata, a real legend of Al Rayyan. In his second spell with the club, he scored well over 100 goals in his first between 2011 and 2020. Back now, a naturalised Brazilian, Qatar international. Still able to perform at this level at the age of 43. Maybe asking for a bit too much with that shot, though. From about 43 yards, maybe. Now here's the run of Cancelo, who claims he was fouled. Nothing doing for the referee, but play going on with Malcolm now. Moving away from David Garcia, who doesn't really want to be out there. Neves calmly keeps it. Nicely worked. And here's Malcolm. Cancelo again. Mitrovic and Sergei in the middle. Doesn't quite get to them. There's more good defending from Amaro. This was Cancelo appealing for a foul, but no, that's good defending by Hazem Shahala. Just making contact with the ball with his outstretched left foot. And then the momentum of Cancelo causing the collision, but the ball had been won by that point. Corner it is for Neves. deep delivery is too far. Comes out for Rayyan Lodi. Now Shaharani. Neves will look for a ball into the area. It's too deep for Mitrovic. He's going to reach Salem, the captain. The exchange of passes. Then it all breaks down. But what Al Hilal are doing here is keeping the game in the opposition half. And with a 2-goal advantage, only 5 minutes of normal time remaining, they're edging ever closer to victory. And here is Salem. Lovely play. Can he finish? No, it's another good save by Paulo Victor. Once again, the captain, Salem Dusuri, comes close. Legend of Saudi football, nearly on the score sheet. Once more denied by the goalkeeper. Now can Al Rayyan escape their half? No, excellent challenge by Malcolm. And it's Salem again. Malcolm, and another save. And he's been heroic in this second half, Paulo Victor. The penalty save and several more. This the latest to deny Malcolm what would be a deserved goal for him. Now they can break. Good layoff by Guedes, who will run onto the pass. He's got plenty in support as he cuts inside. That's really well done, though, by Rayyan Lodi, just tracking back and calmly tidying up. Neves is beaten, though, by Aziz. It's on for Trezeguet. Good turn. Wants to shoot. Trezeguet. Easy for Bono. Didn't get it with full power. Took a slight deflection. I say it was easy for him, less so for the little nick it took off Rayyan Lodi. The Al Rayyan fans have stayed till the end, hoping that their team can find a second goal to really get back into this one. But in truth, in the last 20 minutes, it's looked much more likely at the other end. Al Hilal only denied a fourth by several super saves from Paulo Victor. We're into probably the last 10 minutes now. I imagine we're going to have 6 or 7 minutes added, mainly for the VAR review for the penalty. And now it's another opportunity. Cancelo, will it fall loose? Not quite for Mitrovic, who must be wondering how he's going to get a goal today. Doesn't often have to wonder that. There's a ball slung out by Tabata beautifully for Ben Sharkey. And now Guedes on the run. Loves to dribble with it. It's Trezeguet. Overlap now. And it's a poor pass from Brené, who is way out of position, if that can be exploited on the counter-attack by Salem. They still don't really have a right back. And Salem continues. Finds Malcolm. He's got Cancelo. Mitrovic waiting for a cross. Cancelo forced off the ball well by David Garcia. 90 seconds of normal time remain as Tabata sends it too forward. That is really well kept in by Guedes, but no chance of retaining possession. Salem on the run again. Mitrovic battling away, is able to keep it, showing his power to turn. Is he fouled there? No. The referee really is not giving much. He'll give that, though. And he'll give a yellow card as well to Sergei Milinkovic-Savic for pulling back Trezeguet. Second yellow of the game. And even this most lenient referee is not going to overlook that one. So a triple change for the home team, with Adel Badr, Ahmed Al-Minhali and Ahmed Al-Rawi all coming on, better known by name Hisham. So it's Aziz, Hazem and Ben Sharki who come off. Will there be enough time for those subs to make any kind of impact? Minhali has gone over to the left-back position, and here he is, quickly into the action. Looks for Guedes, laid off for Trezeguet. The cross is a deep one. Hisham claiming for something, he wants a corner. And he's got it as well. Nine minutes added on. So if they can get one here, we'll have a real thriller in injury time. It's Tabata with the corner. It's going to come out for Trezeguet. He likes to hit them, but not like that. Off balance on the half volley, and the chances fade even further. Hisham conceding the free kick. The two number 9s colliding. And we will see a couple of changes. Mohamed Al-Khatani and Nasser Al-Dawsari will come on. A couple of changes on the right-hand side, with João Cancelo and Malcolm making way, both excellent performances. Cancelo with a goal and an assist, Malcolm with an assist for the opener. And what a force they look like they're going to be in this AFC Champions League Elite season. Looking for another goal still. And the corner is won in the end by Renan Lodi. "15 corners remarkable for Al Hilal. This is all taking valuable time out of the game for them as well. Protecting their 2-goal lead the best way, by having the ball at the other end of the field. It's cleared out for Neves, who smoothly works it back to Salem. No offside, and twinkle toes as he dances into the area. Looking for Al-Khatani, the substitute. Trick his way through. Way back for Neves. Deep delivery. Mitrovic back across goal. Where's he going to land? David Garcia with the header. Comes out to Neves. Al-Khatani, once again the substitute. Well denied though by the home team sub, Minhali. There'll be a goal kick in the end. So Jorge Jesus getting close to celebrating victory in this opening game in the AFC Champions League Elite West. And one more change for Al Rayyan. Trezeguet is replaced, and Tamim comes on. Still not done though. Here's Salem. Once again, brilliant dribbling. Once again denied by the goalkeeper. Paulo Victor has been heroic in this second half. A string of saves, and most of them have been to deny Salem Dusuri. Somehow it's still 3-1. No goals since the opening minute of the second half, when Roger Guedes pulled one back for Al Rayyan and gave hope of what would have been a famous comeback. But that hasn't materialised. There was a key moment at 3-1 when the home team captain Aziz had a fierce shot towards goal. Bono brilliantly saved it. Maybe they're not out of it yet though. Good sliding challenge coming in from Tambakti. Al-Khatani coolly works it for Koulibaly. And now Nasser. Lodi launching it. Player down on each side, but the game continuing as Guedes again shows his ability with the ball at his feet. He finds the pass. This time he's dispossessed. And the game surely is up now. There's a man down. I think it might be Nasser, the substitute. I think it's Renan Lodi actually. He's done a lot of running down that left-hand side. They don't really want to kick the ball off. Al Hilal, they know they're very close to the victory. Just want to play out the time. This was the incident. Seemed like a harmless enough collision between Lodi and Tabata. But Ali Al-Gouliahi is being prepared. Might not be needed though. Thumbs up. So maybe Boulehi will just have to sit down again. And now finally the home fans, some of them at least, do start to make their way out of the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. 2 goals in 90 seconds is asking a little too much. Especially with Al Hilal in possession. And the energy of the home team now fading. But what an entertaining game it has been. It bodes well for this AFC Champions League Elite season. Al Hilal among the continent's heavyweights, flexing their muscles early on. That's surely offside against Guedes, but the ball runs through for Mansour to take on the shot. I don't think it would have counted because Guedes was surely interfering with play, even if he didn't touch it. He's way offside. He got out of the way at the very end, but he had an active role in that build-up. Even so, Mansour should have finished it. Boulehi is going to come on, and he'll replace the scorer of the opener. Seems a long time ago now that Sergej Milinkovic-Savic rose to powerfully head home a Malcolm cross for the opener around the 15-minute mark. And that set his team on their way. We've had the additional time now, so it's just a matter of what the referee wants to allow extra to the injury time already played. Probably a minute or so for the substitutions we've had. brief break for Rayyan Lodi to receive some treatment. Really, for the last 7 or 8 minutes, there's been no doubt about the outcome. Al Hilal have been able to keep hold of the ball. As I say that, they do give it away now. Here's Rodrigo Tabata. Hisham running into a blue wall. And that will do it. Al Hilal didn't have it easy. They needed some good saves from their goalkeeper. But in truth, they could have won by more. The reigning Saudi champions are off to a flyer here. They were 3-0 up by half-time. The headed opener by Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, followed by 2 in 2 minutes. Joao Cancelo with a thumping strike on his debut in the AFC Champions League Elite. And then a couple of minutes later, he teed up another newcomer to this competition, Gabriel Ferreira, with the strike to make it 3-0. There was a glimmer of hope for Al Rayyan just after the half-time interval, when Roger Guedes converted from close range, but really the rest of the half was about that man, Paulo Victor, making some splendid saves. No more so than a penalty to deny Alexander Mitrovic, who will be frustrated not to have got on the score sheet. But Al Hilal do make the winning start among the favourites for this competition, and showing exactly why. Al Rayyan will come away with some positive feelings for the way they hung in the game. They won the second half. They're growing as a team with 6 new faces, so there's plenty more to come from them over the 7 remaining games in this group stage. Al Hilal, though, with the convincing victory in the end, as the final score here at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium reads: Al Rayyan 1, Al Hilal 3.